Grant, thank you. Back in February, we showed you what can happen after someone is put into a guardianship. Saxton woman is left with unpaid bills, vandalized property, and a family feeling like they have no say. But the story doesn't end there. Here's Kathy Sweeney with an I-Team update that could make a real difference.
Our report on Pauline Williams got the attention of one of our country's leading advocates on guardianship reform. She thinks Missouri's system is clearly broken, but what about our lawmakers? I went to Jefferson City to get some answers.
And it just appears to me that that's something that's been overlooked.
State Representative Holly Rehder's talking about how guardianship cases are handled in Missouri. I made Rehder aware that her home county's public administrator, Pam Dernberger, has 250 wards, but just 2 staff members.
It gets very busy because we are understaffed.
And they've been trying to manage with what they've got, and it's unmanageable.
Rehder says the state statute that recommends 1 staff member per 50 wards needs to be more than just a suggestion.
We need to bring that into what I think the original intent of that statute is, and if it's recommending 50, then 50 is probably the more manageable number.
And Rehder pledges to help revise that statute to provide more oversight and put the wards first.
It's obvious that it needs to be revisited and fixed.
State Senator Wayne Wallingford said he too would be open to more oversight, but thinks requiring the 1-to-50 ratio would force many counties to come up with money they don't have. Wallingford says he believes most families are included in the process, and if a judge places a person in the care of a public administrator, quote, the judge's decision indicates that the family does not have the client's best interest at heart.
That kind of disinformation we have found over the years is rampant across the United States.
Sharon Bach takes issue with the senator's comment on families and Missouri's guardianship system as a whole. Bach's the clerk and comptroller for Palm Beach County, Florida. Last year, she led the charge to reform the guardianship system in her home state.
Missouri has the responsibility to make sure that the statutes are clear.
Bach and her staff monitor what's happening in other states and saw our report on Pauline Williams.
If it could happen to us, it could happen to anyone.
Even with 3 adult daughters willing to care for her, a judge decided Williams should join the dozens of other wards under the care of the Scott County Public Administrator.
We wanted to take care of her. My mother didn't need a guardian.
The administrator is elected?
Bach had a hard time believing an elected official could serve as someone's guardian. In Florida, guardians are certified and trained, and she serves as a neutral third party.
The administration of that day-to-day activity is not with an elected official. It's with a professional guardian.
And Bach says a ward's family is part of the process, not on the opposing side.
The family, in your case, for example, in order to get the guardian dismissed, they have to hire an attorney and spend thousands and thousands of dollars in attorney's fees.
Guardianship protection in Florida focuses on 2 areas: abuse and financial exploitation. Anthony Palmieri heads up guardianship audits in Bach's office.
We've identified over $4.1 million worth of unsubstantiated disbursements and missing assets. We've had 2 arrests. We've had numerous guardians discharged.
Sharon Bach says the time for Missouri and other states to reform their systems is now.
Our world has now changed. We've got a lot of elderly. There's a lot of money involved from both the national and state, and there's a lot of families that are being affected.
More now from Senator Wallingford. He says he did not realize that families don't have a say in guardianship decisions until we reached out to him for this report. So now both he and Representative Rehder vow to file legislation to fix the broken system. And you can bet we will be right there to document those much needed changes. Live, local, late breaking, Kathy Sweeney, Heartland News.